Hey guys, Scripted here with another video, and I'm noticing there's a lot of people talking about, like, there's people that are, like, on the extreme, this is, like, the biggest victory in the history of Hollywood, and, everything is amazing, and Gina Carano. And then there's the people on the other side that are super mad, okay? And there's a lot of videos showing the anger coming from certain people, whether you want to call them the Disney shills or whether you want to call them the wokies, whatever it is, right? And so I don't want to do a video about that. I want to do a video about something a little more detailed about this, and I want to address the idea that some people have that this was a sellout by Gina. Because I think with social media, we kind of, it's like this all or nothing. It's all one way or all another way. And I find a lot of the times when I talk to people or even have sort of a miniature debate online, it's always all or nothing with people. And there's never a nuanced perspective about things, whether that comes from, whether that's George Lucas or whether that's a political thing or whether that's Gina Carano or whether that's whatever it is. It's always vitriolic on either side. And I find there's a lack of just somber, sober thought process before people get very reactionary. So anyways, let's get into this. Of course, I am going to give one tweet from the one side, and it's got to be Jacob, of course. So Jacob decides to, in a very kind of reactionary way, there is still no way that bozo ever actually returns to Star Wars in a big way. From the way that the official statement reads, it feels like the settlement was just to get her to stop whining above all else. Either way, though, it's a horrible look and sets an awful precedent. I don't think he understands court proceedings and legalities, this guy. Just to get her to stop whining. I don't think Jacob remembers, but it was a few months ago when she won a big victory where they were going to include all of these documents and all these emails in this case, these emails from people within Lucasfilm, whether it was Kennedy or who, we don't know all the details, obviously. And so you go from those are admitted, she's seen them, her lawyers have seen them, Disney doesn't want them to be seen by me, Joe Public. So they settle. They're not settling to stop her from whining. They're settling so that we don't see what's in those emails. The settlement, in all likelihood, is probably more, if I had to guess, than she would have gotten in the end. Because if they went through the whole court proceedings, she would get very likely what her lawyers were demanding. And to prevent the court proceedings, Disney's lawyers probably said, let's just pay her a larger sum than that was going to be, and therefore we'll get this settled, and then people don't have to see what was in those emails, which we will go further into in a minute. Then there's this guys over on the far end, the other side, saying that she sold out, and that because her and her lawyers didn't go to court, didn't go to discovery, and let the public see what these emails were, that's a big L. And so you have this guy here, Mr. H reviews, this is a huge L for Gina, sold out, a super rich woman got richer, an apology is nothing for Disney, money is nothing for Disney. Disney has apologized numerous times for things. They laugh about it and move on. This is an L, a huge L. Okay, then this person says, get ready for all the massive win videos to hit the airwaves. Gina Carano returning to Disney Star Wars is in no way a win. The rest of the settlement terms will not be disclosed, I am sure. Okay, so disappointed in not getting the disclosure. This is not a victory. We wanted Disney to go to Discovery, and it seemed like that is what Gina and Elon acted like they wanted. It seemed like that is what Gina and Elon acted like they wanted. Okay, so we don't actually know. But anyways, and I am sad to think that she wants to work for them again. I would never work for them. Disney thinks this will bring the other half of the country back. I will never forget what they did to her, all of us, and the franchises we loved. Bringing Gina back will not make me care about Disney Star Wars. Disney isn't going to suddenly treat her like royalty. They still hate her. She will probably be made to sign a "you can't say that online" clause, while their other actors continue to say whatever they want. All we learned is that they can do whatever they want, and if it costs them a little money, that is fine with them. So a couple things to unpack here. Disney thinks this will bring back the other half of the country. I think they do think that. I think I touched on that in my previous video about this. I already see it. There's numerous tweets already talking about how if they bring back Cara Dune, that's the only way I'm ever going to watch Star Wars again. I don't think it's going to bring back the other half, but there's definitely a percentage of people that are going to come back because of this. There are. And I mean, it's a business. As far as working for them again, I agree. I hope she doesn't. That's my personal opinion. I know people are excited about that prospect. I hope she doesn't. But I think, if you think about it from her perspective, and I think this is where this needs to go. If you think about it from her perspective, there are fewer and fewer and fewer mainstream studios, relevant studios. Disney, regardless of how ridiculous they have been for quite some time, is still a huge studio. Okay, so you say you're Gina Carano, and you don't like these people, and you don't like the way you were treated, and they're willing to pay you money to act in their shows. You could potentially see that as getting back at them. Like, you guys got rid of me, and now look, now you're groveling, and now you're bringing me back because you need my character, and you're going to pay me to do that because of your screw up. I mean, I can see that thought process as well. So, and I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm not saying she thinks that. But I could see somebody thinking that. I don't think that's that far-fetched of a way of viewing it. Might as well make my money. If these idiots are, they screwed around with me, I might as well take more money from them. I also think that if she doesn't at least pretend that there's maybe a willingness to come back, that it looks a little bad faith to the rest of Hollywood. Now, you might say, well, she should just quit Hollywood altogether. Sure. I don't disagree with that. I don't. But I'm not her, and this is her life, and this is her decision making. And it's not about me, and it's not about me feeling great about everything that's going on. It's about what's going on and what makes sense. And having these vitriolic opinions about all this, having not been in the room, I think is a little immature. Bringing back Gina will not make me care about Disney Star Wars. That's right. A lot of people still won't. Some will. They'll be. Again, I've seen it. They're not going to all of a sudden treat her like royalty. They still hate her. She will probably be made to sign a "you can't say that online" clause. Well, we don't know that, but maybe. But then, if that is the case, and then she comes back, to me, that's even worse. I would like her not to do that. But I'm not her. While their other actors continue to say whatever they want. All we learned is that they can do whatever they want, and if it costs them a little money, that is fine with them. Well, they can't do whatever they want. This is proof they can't do whatever they want. And nothing happens in a vacuum. It's not just about Gina. It's about how their brand has been tarnished by these dumb ideological pushing measures that they've been doing for 10 or 15 years. People say 5 years. This has been going on for 10 or 15 years, guys. This has been going on for a lot longer than a lot of people say. And it reached a precipice. Culturally, people are rejecting it. It's not popular. Even classical liberals, I hate to get political, but even classical liberals have turned their back completely now. And we can see in the statistics and approval ratings and all that stuff, it's failed. So Disney is now trying to turn the clock back. And a lot of people don't want them to turn the clock back or be able to turn the clock back. And for all intents and purposes, they may not be able to. But they're going to try. This is a business. And she's one of many other things, right? She's not the only person that their dumb policies have negatively impacted. So to put all the pressure on her, Like I said, they've been doing this for years. They've been screwing people over. This is not one person. So I don't buy into the idea that it was all on Gina. The fact that she sued them, nobody else sued them. John Boyega didn't sue them. He sure sounded like he was going to, didn't he? At the beginning, he was very upset. He never sued them. Like I said, there's other people that they have screwed over and treated poorly. And they've done nothing and then still want to come back. Publicly have said, I want to come back. She at least did something and made them pay a certain degree of a price. However much you agree or disagree with where the line was drawn, at least a line was drawn. None of these other actors have done that. So for me, that still says a lot about her character, and actually I'm impressed by that. Even though maybe it would have been nice to have gone even further, I'm not in the room. She's doing what she feels is right for her. It's not up. She doesn't have to be the savior of the world. She's not a comic book character. She's an actress. Am I the only one who realizes that Gina Carano, who starred in the Star Wars Mandalorian, sold out? Disney paid her to shut up. Their dirty secrets stay hidden. The House of Mouse won. She lambasted Disney and now she wants to work for them. It was never about justice. Yes, I hope she doesn't work for them. Leslie, I agree with that totally. I hope she doesn't. But again, I'm not her, and like I said earlier, I can see why you would want to ingratiate yourself back into Hollywood if that's your plan. And you can't come out and say, F you, Disney, I'm never working for you again, and then expect other studios to hire you. Because they're going to consider that for themselves. What if she comes out and says something against us? So Disney bent the knee and basically said to the rest of Hollywood, she's good to go. So for her to kind of come out and start hooting and hollering, and it'll just set her back in her career. And I think she's allowed to have a career, and she doesn't owe it to me to not have a career because I want more information and I want to know more about what Disney did. She doesn't owe that to any of us. Even if you say, oh, she's rich, she doesn't need the money, why does she need the career? Maybe she wants it because she enjoys it. Maybe she likes it. Maybe it's fun for her. Maybe it's what she wants to do with her life. Right? Like, that's okay. That's allowed. She doesn't owe it to any of us. And as far as, like, their dirty secrets stay hidden, I don't think they really do. I think on an individual basis they do. We're not going to know exactly what Kathleen Kennedy said in those emails. We're not going to know exactly what Pedro or some of the actors, whether it's Filoni, Favreau, or whoever, we're not going to know exactly what they said. But I don't really need to know exactly what they said to know exactly what they said, in a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we know why they canceled her. So can't we easily kind of put two and two together? They were probably calling her things like Nazi and piece of crap, and you know, she doesn't follow our way of doing things, screw her, kick her out. You know, we can pretty much imagine what they were saying. I don't think it's super necessary. I don't know. Is it? I guess for guys like me, for YouTubers, yeah. I mean, I would have loved for all this stuff to get disclosed. I could have done 50 million videos about it. Right? But it's not about me. And I don't expect her to be the savior of, or the person to bring down Hollywood is this supporting actress. Well, in most of her roles. Like, what? And she doesn't owe that to anybody. And if she owes that to anybody, then what about these huge actors? What about these people that have been knowing what's going on behind the scenes and how dirty and disgusting it is? Why aren't they saying anything? Remember Ricky Gervais' speech? None of those people came out and said anything. Like, Adam Driver knows the business. He's not coming out. Is he obligated to put his career on the line to talk about all the disgusting depravity that's gone on in Hollywood? Right? Mel Gibson does it, but Mel Gibson's on his own. He's got his own huge studio. He doesn't need it. Gina Carano's not that person. George Lucas, for all intents and purposes, before he sold, could have as well said what he wanted to say, and he did sometimes call people out. But he has his own studio. He doesn't need them. He can just make his stuff anyway. He's not an actor, and he's not a supporting actor. So that's kind of where, for me, this gets a little bit like we're putting ourselves first, saying we want all this disclosed because that's going to take down Disney and that's what we want. But I don't remember Gina Carano ever saying that. I don't ever remember her saying, I'm going to bring down Disney, or that's my goal. I think her goal was to get back into acting. I think that was pretty clear. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section, but I don't think she ever took up the mantle of, I'm going to take down Disney. I think a lot of fandom menace and a lot of people that are against Disney Star Wars and just Disney in general wanted that. But again, she's not obligated to do what we wanted her to do at all. She's just not. So I don't think it's right to be calling her a sellout. I don't. Gina Carano's family has a net worth of $725 million, whilst not directly her money. She came from wealth. She isn't hard up for cash. Again, I don't think that's what this was about. I think this was about getting back into the business. That's what this was about for her. It's not about the money. If she takes Disney to court and everything gets disclosed and everything else, sure, again, for us, it's great. For her, her career's over. She would never, ever work again. Ever, for anyone, anytime. It's over. If it was just about money, she wouldn't have settled. She settled to get her career going again, so she doesn't have to sit in court for another year and never get a job again. Like you said, her family has lots of money. It's not about the money. It's about getting Disney to admit they made a mistake, getting them to declare that she's a great person, which they said in their statement, that she's very well respected and so on and so forth, so that she can continue her career that she loves doing. You just proved by saying how much money her family has that it's not about money. So who are you to say that she's supposed to go through this whole process and never have a career again so that you can feel good that Disney specific stuff about Disney was revealed to you? Again, we pretty much can tell what they were saying. We know who these people are. We're already not giving them our money because of that. So she's obligated to just not have a career to make YouTubers happy and people on social media. I don't agree with that. I think that's wrong. The funny thing about this Gina Carano stuff is that the idiots think she won because she stood for something, when in fact she only stood for something until she got hush money and a soulless thank you statement from Disney. I guess her beliefs come with a dollar sign. Again, as I just explained, that can't be true based on how much money her family has. This just simply can't be. You may think that the thank you statement or the nice words that Disney said are not enough. You may think that, but she's the one who is dealing with this. She thought that was good enough. Her and her lawyers thought that was good enough. She's not obligated to do something for you, dude. She's not. I don't know where these guys got this thing. And that's what I'm saying. There's people on one side that are fandom menace that think that like she owes them something. Did any of you guys put up the money for her lawyers? No, Elon Musk did. He could have a bit of a say, I guess. He's allowed. But you're not. You have nothing to do with it. The only thing you would get out of it is benefit, because you'd be able to tweet about it and make YouTube videos about it and monetize them. But meanwhile, she wouldn't have a career. It's not about you. So Gina Carano took the money so Disney wouldn't have to disclose the emails Disney Lucasfilm said about her, and I'm sure those fandom menace will call it a win. There are actually a lot that are calling this a full-blown win. I agree. I wish it went to disclosure, but again, this is her career. It's not about the money. It's her career. She wants to have a life in the acting business, and she's perfectly allowed to want to do that. And if she doesn't settle and get something out of it, which was like we discussed, she got Disney to bow the knee. She didn't get anything out of it, or she got something out of it, and she's getting her career back. That's what she wants. I hope she doesn't work for Disney. I really do, but it is what it is. She doesn't owe it to me. And like I said earlier, if she sees it as, hey, I'm going to take their money and do their acting gigs because they screwed me over, I'm going to take these gigs and make myself more famous. If I play Cara Dune again, who knows where that could lead? Maybe I'm a lead role in a bigger blockbuster movie for somebody. Who knows? We don't know exactly how she's thinking, so we shouldn't be assuming things. Well, I am guessing there are parts of the settlement we will never know. I'm glad you are happy, but I can't help but feel a little disappointed. This didn't proceed to discovery. See, and this is a reasonable thing to say. I can't help but feel disappointed. I agree with him. And this is the type of sort of normal thought process that we should be having. The freakouts and the meltdowns aren't helping anything. And then Neurotic said, justice for Gina. Lucasfilm has certainly changed its tune about her. Still, she deserves a public apology from Kathleen Kennedy. I 100% agree with that. She does. It's never going to happen. I think Kennedy agreed with the decision, but I actually think the decision to get rid of her came from higher up. I do. You remember all that whole thing about all the protests over the sex education bill in Florida and all that stuff? Like, this has been going on for a long time. Disney has a very specific ideology that they were pushing, and so I don't know that it was Kennedy, and so it's like, yes, I agree she totally deserves a public apology. That is one thing I would love to see. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Getting her career back is as good as it's going to get, I think. But I'm not even sure it's Kathleen Kennedy that owes her the apology. Right? We don't know. That might have been a board-level decision. I don't know. Might have been Kathleen Kennedy. Totally might have been Kathleen Kennedy. One thing we do know is that it was definitely not Jon Favreau. He was quite disappointed that he wasn't going to be doing the show that they were supposed to do together, the Rangers of the New Republic and all that type of stuff. And he supported Gina insofar as he definitely didn't join on with the idiots that were claiming this was a good thing. So I agree with him. Apology. I just don't know who it's supposed to come from. I don't know who made this decision. Ultimately, yes, Kathleen Kennedy's the one who signs the documents for Lucasfilm, but that doesn't mean this was all her decision either, even though I think she probably agreed with it. And I do think she probably was very much a part of it. We don't ultimately exactly know. But he's right. There needs to be an apology, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Ultimately, guys, this is the bottom line. She's allowed to want to do what she wants to do. And she's being advised by people that know what they're talking about from a legal perspective. And she's being advised by people that know how the business world works and understand that, if Gina, what's your goal? What do you want? What do you want to do here? Do you want to just move on and never act again? Or do you want to act again and give them at least some price to pay? Make them eat some crow. No, it's not the ultimate mega victory where you disclose everything and then you still are this actress that's getting hired. No, that's never going to happen from a business world perspective. I'm sorry. So what do you want to do? And she made her choice. And I think people need to respect that and stop making it about them and what they wanted to see. Simple as that. Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like, subscribe. Always helps the channel. Feel free to check anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.